What's up, everybody? Rashid Ali from Cash Network and Peak ROI. As you can see, I have my fresh new Peak ROI red tee. It's super comfortable, and so I'm loving my new stash of t-shirts. Stack, I should say stash, whatever. Today, we are going over emails and subject lines. I'm not going to get into the technical stuff on emails. I'm not going to get into IP warming. I'm not going to get into any of that stuff. I'm talking about getting your emails opened, how to avoid getting automatically sent to the spam folder, and things you shouldn't be doing in general. No matter how much money you think it makes you, you should not be doing it because it's not worth the downside. And the downside can be pretty serious for a lot of people. And a lot of people have been hit pretty hard. And I'm going to get into some of those right now. So let me go into one of let's go into my Shift folder. I use Shift because I have so many damn email accounts. So I got all these are spammed, right? So a lot of people are using emojis and warning symbols and fire and all that stuff. Every single one is hitting my spam folder. There are some that are getting through, and they must have a better system, better email system. But that is kind of what I'm seeing right now. A lot of more of the emoji. The one when you put an emoji in your name and you put an emoji in the subject line too, you're almost definitely going to hit that spam folder, right? So I have all these winning notifications with a winning ID, and I have IRS, and I have my email address in brackets, and um, emergency government announces. That's definitely a spam one. Bunch of stars, winning I'm winning a lot, dude. I'm winning. So, and I also have everybody's order these days. I have thank you for your order, and they'll give you someone else's name, and someone else's name will be, and it'll be from random people. I've got one, two, three. I've probably got I want to say 23 of those emails already this morning. So there you go. Um, so I'm getting everyone's order right now, and they'll put somebody else's name and thank you for your order. And you, the first thing, obviously, it's a trick to click because you're thinking, hey, oh, who's this? I'm not that person. Well, what do they order? Do they use my credit card? Obviously, there's all these things that work subconsciously, right? But can't you do certain things like that without using spam techniques? There's plenty of ways to intrigue a person, and again, grab the attention of your prospect, get them to open your email and get them to click through. You don't have to write a novel. You can write one paragraph worth of words, 5 sentences in like an email, and get them to click. It doesn't necessarily have to be that crazy. The best thing to do is obviously build your own email list, single or double opt-in. Make sure you have all the proper compliance documents on your opt-in page, and then build that list relationship over the course of 7 days to 2 weeks of consistently using the same from name. So because if your name is Joe Schmo and you have an email list, well, they should be getting that email from Joe Schmo. They shouldn't be getting it from Jane Doe and Mike Hunt and all that stuff. So we shouldn't be getting those emails from random people. When they opt into your list, make sure that it's from a from name that is consistent. Remind them how they opted in and stuff like that. But those are fundamentals. These are things that every email marketer should know. So that's kind of my little take there, my little spiel on best practices. Number two, I've seen people using a lot of big company names. There's a few of them that I can't even say on this video for other reasons, but saying things like Walmart and stuff. Don't use PayPal in your emails. Don't use trick to click, fake order IDs. Your order is rejected and stuff like that. Definitely will grab attention. I'll give you that, but it's not good for you to be using that. And fake from names and stuff. Okay, look, if you want to use a pen name, I'm fine with that, but not like 50 different ones. Stick to one. You want to be an anonymous marketer and you build your own list and you do everything the right way. Obviously, you don't have to have anyone know who you are, but that's the beauty of the internet. You can be sort of anonymous, right? But using the person's email in your from name, not a good idea. Those are things, surefire ways to get your email hitting the spam box or get yourself in some hot water. And then yeah, so those are so things that work. Great news. Congratulations. Kudos to you, first name. Um, Thank you so much. Those are basic emails. They're so generic, but they work, right? Stuff like that. Now those are being used, but there's also a lot of other ways you can grab attention. You can grab attention with social terms where I know you didn't, first name, stuff like that. That'll definitely grab attention. No, I didn't what? So that's the first thing subconsciously the person says. So they'll click on your email and then you go, I know you didn't ignore my email about blah, 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 blah. Or I know you didn't miss out on the opportunity to see this X, Y, and Z while supplies last. Or, I wouldn't say while supplies last in the email, but this X, Y, Z or whatever. So stuff like that, things that are social, the bar stool chat, the chat that you'd have with somebody at a bar and things like, you'd say to a person, say those things in a subject line. And then follow that in that subject line. So rule number one, don't use a consistent from name. Don't just randomize your from names. Rule number two, minimize your use of emojis and from names. Don't use it at all, honestly, in my opinion. Test your emojis in your subject line. I wouldn't go crazy with it because for me, most of my spam folder stuff has emojis, either in the subject, the from name, or both. You can use emojis. I would say the best place to use it is the first line of your email, first couple lines, just something that's consistent with the message. So, if your message is thank you so much, first name, and your first line of your message should be thank you so much, first name, for blah blah blah, for being such a great person, and about whatever you want to say. And then continue on, and then you can use like whatever, the praying thing, or you can use like a heart or whatever in your first line and test it out. Again, it's all BS until you test. So I'm looking at some of these subject lines and people are using fake order IDs and all kinds of rejections and this and brands, and I'm telling you right now, some of the brands that you guys are using are the biggest companies in the world. They will go after you, and I know. I know, and they will go after you, and you do not have enough money to defend yourself on some of this stuff. And no, you're not immune, because when again, this is not legal advice, I'm just telling you from common knowledge. When a judge compels a company to give up that list of people running their clients, whether it's your email autoresponder or your or whoever, an advertiser you're running an offer for, if a judge compels them to do so, they will have no choice, and your name is going to be dragged through the dirt. So let's be honest. Obviously, there's plenty of ways that you guys have your gray to black hat stuff, and I'm not into that. I'm not going to get into that stuff here. But yeah, so there's plenty of ways to grab attention. Your first job is to grab attention, and then get them to open. That's the only two jobs with an email. And to get the three jobs: attention, open, get them to click. Those are three jobs you have with an email, right? Nothing else. Then you let the offer that you're sending them to, or whatever it is, do the rest of the work where it persuades and builds their desire and helps them take action, right? So no different than running let's say a Facebook ad or a Google ad. Attention and interest is what you're grabbing, and you can actually build that interest a little bit more in your email, and boom, get them to click on that link, right? So you can use curiosity type emails. Why are you ignoring me? Stuff like that. So obviously it's generic. It may not be something people like, but stuff like that, dude, you don't answer your phone, like stuff like that. These are little things that capture attention, but you're not tricking, or dude, you don't answer your emails, stuff like that. You're not tricking them into, like, oh my God, I had this order and somebody might have used my credit card, and let me see what this rejection is, and oh, the government's giving me this. No, you don't want to do that. So obviously, consistent from name, use grab attention in your subject line. You can test the emojis, but I wouldn't go too crazy with it. Use social terms and socially acceptable things. If your emails are not specific, if it's someone on your list and they got on that list for a very specific reason, then be specific, or use something that they would recognize, right? But social, like for those of you guys who have questions, use socially acceptable terms, some that you would use with a friend, and stuff like say, dude, you're not even, you don't answer your texts, or stuff like that. I emailed you 2 days ago. What happened? Things like that. There's obviously, you don't want to use too much of that. You can use congratulations, kudos. Positive stuff always works when you compliment. Not positive where you're tricking them into something, but positive when you're complimenting them. Compliments work really well. Sometimes rejection really well. You missed this. Sorry. Sorry is another one that used to work really well. Obviously, some of these things have been overused and they tend to hit the spam box. But stuff like that, what are you sorry for? That's the first thing that somebody's going to think. Because you want that curiosity built. The attention to you, so you grab their curiosity and their attention at the same time, and then next thing you know is that first line grabs them and pulls them to click on that subject to open the email, and then you can do the rest of your job to actually get the click, right? And we can get into links and stuff like that and what terms to use. You always have to have a call to action, obviously, in your email, but not go out of your way to do crazy stuff in there either. But yeah, so these are some of the basic things, and things. I don't know if I mentioned it just now. A phone call. Why, hey, you missed my call, or I missed you. Sorry. Or you've been accepted. That's one that's okay because it's very generic. It's not telling them that they, whatever, you've been accepted, I got you in, stuff like that. Depends on what you're doing. There's still some left. Stuff like that, like things that'll grab their attention. But the things that I'm seeing right now, man, are a lot of underscores, and it's weird stuff that definitely is just spammy marketers looking to grab attention and just trick the eyeballs, sort of pattern interrupts, right? And so when you're scanning, the first thing you see is their stuff with their emojis and stuff like that. But 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it hits your spam. So be positive in your subject lines. Try positivity. Try apologies, basics. If you need to be generic, I'm just saying this again. The more specific, the more relatable you are, the better it is. But again, use terms that people are used to hearing without doing trick-to-click stuff, because that is definitely on the radar for a lot of agencies and companies that are out there looking for people violating trust. And so I think that should cover it. If that doesn't, we can always do another video. I'm happy to do these. This one was off the cuff because it actually just came up. I can do a little bit of note taking and have a more proper video done, but just figured I'd get it out there. It's better to get it going than get it perfect, right? So and that's kind of my philosophy. So hope this helps. Again, this is not legal advice. For those of you who enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. This is a newer channel. We're building out this channel to help just about everyone in the industry, from beginner, intermediate, and advanced. We're going to be getting into more and more detail, but just this happened to come up today. I did an off-the-cuff video. Let's share the love. I appreciate you guys. Look out for more videos, and have an amazing day.